corner when I'm not presenting.
Listening in.
And listen in.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Bass University Live here on Tuesday night.
Take a quick break. Watch John Cruz's on the Tokyo rig.
Be a part of the show. Get some chances to win some awesome prizes.
It's Bass You Go. You know, we didn't have that back then.
Dude, it can just...
That text thread gives me so much energy. I mean, like I'm dialed.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another amazing episode of Bass University Live on Tuesday night. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We're going to be talking about something very, very cool, and he's making another appearance on Bass University Live because he just keeps winning. He won again. This time, he won with a really cool bait on Table Rock Lake. On the Toyota series. It's Cody Huff. He's he's fresh out of college. He's just tearing it up, and he won using forward-facing sonar again, and he won using Rapala jigging wrap. We call it the ice jig, amongst some other things, which is a really unique bait, and it's won a major tournament, which is fantastic. And it's a bait that really needs to be in everybody's tackle arsenal. And it's one that's tricky to use. It's one that I'm looking forward to talking to Cody about how he figured that out, how he used it to win this tournament, and how deep he was catching those fish. He just keeps winning in this pattern. So he's going to be on with us in just a little bit, and we'll look forward to talking to him as well as how he did in the Classic this year as well. But I see in the house we got GDP. I thought you'd already be out on tour, man. You're still here with us.
Got about another almost 2 weeks, Pete, and I'm hitting the road.
Wow.
Yep.
Here we go.
Yep.
Here we go, man. Are you excited about this year?
I am. I'm super excited. Even though we kind of had a prolonged year this year, man, I'm like still even hungrier to go. I just want to go.
Did you get to fish any of these winter leagues over the weekend with the boys?
I did not.
I know.
I saw maybe somebody might have did pretty well though.
I both of our guys, I think, made the money this weekend. Both Riz and BTC. You guys just keep catching them. BTC, I think you got the W.
Well, I mean, thanks for mentioning that, Peter. Yes, we did. I fished on Saturday with Mike. Hold on a second. I'm trying to multitask and doing it poorly. Yeah, I fished Saturday with Mike and local derb, and yeah, we had a good time, man. I wasn't gonna fish it unless he asked. He pretty much I didn't really want to fish, but you know, it's hard to turn down an opportunity to fish with Mike, so jumped on it, and it was cool at the time.
Is that Chad and Chad or?
That was the Chad and Shad. Yeah,
just checking.
We had a little 1-2 punch going, and it worked out. It was fun. Learned some things, cool. And he showed me something, and I kind of showed him a little something. Opened his eyes. You know, and it was cool.
How big was that one?
Clyde bait.
5'8", dude.
Wow.
Right?
Dang, that's real big.
I know.
Stud.
That does.
Yeah, you guys had another big one there to follow with it.
Yeah. Mike caught one probably 3 3/4 to 4 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
Might have been a 4.
What was second?
Second place bag?
Yeah.
I mean, we had 3 largemouth for 10 pounds, 10 plus.
I'm just saying, like that 5'8" could have won it. No?
Nah, it was Valdez and Brian Brooks had a pair of 3-pounders.
Oh.
Yeah, caught first thing in the morning.
The original Chad and Chad.
Yeah. It was a little, I was like, I had a feeling that might happen, and they showed it to us, and we adjusted, and then we whooped their ass.
Nice. Good deal.
That was a good job, and I talked to Riz, and it was great Jersey speak. He goes, "Yeah, we got 3rd place in pickerel." I'm like, nowhere else in tournament fishing will you hear somebody phrase their winnings like that. 3rd place in pickerel.
That's right. Third place bag in the pickerel pot. You know, so we had biggest pike for the day and that fish actually it was like a 4.5 pound pickerel, and it
You
had
caught a 4.5?
I didn't catch it. Connor caught it. Actually, Connor snagged it. To tell you the truth. It was snagged. So it took a swipe at the jerk bait and got snagged. But it had a crappie or a bluegill in its belly about that big around, and it was like turned sideways. You could feel all the spines. It was pretty crazy. So it was a big pickerel, but it had a little extra weight in it.
Yeah, we got the pickerel pot too. I caught a 4.3 pickerel.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
Where'd you fish at, Riz?
Mirror Lake for the 5 Alive Open. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a cool place.
Mm-hmm.
A
lot of fishing.
Did you get a lot of boats at Mirror Lake, Riz?
No, it was actually kind of a light turnout. There was only I think there was only like 10 boats and for a 5 Alive tournament. That's kind of light. So, but it was fun. Generally in these wintertime tournaments when you have a few less boats, the fishing can be a little bit better for everybody. Rather than having 20 boats pinging and grinding up the bottom and all that stuff. So it was a good time, good to get out. And
it's probably because the week before they had, I don't know how many boats they had, about 14, 15.
And zero bass.
Zero bass were weighted. Everybody won.
Yeah.
Here's your money back.
Everybody broke even.
Good for them.
Everybody got a check.
Yeah.
They're checked back.
Everybody got a check.
That's awesome. It's the dog days, here in our part of the country. January's tough. February can be tougher, and but it won't be long. Won't be long, and this spring weather's going to be with us. And I'm jealous. I know we're all jealous that we got the Bass University crew down in Florida right now, and professional fish heads down there with Jeff, the producer, and Nate as well. And today they were out in the boat with Bobby Lane, 70 degrees, catching Florida strain. Bobby was doing some on-water training. And we got a lot going on down there. We're going to be filming with JT Kenny on the water, and we're going to have our first online seminar. A lot of you guys have been asking, when's our classes going to be? And we've been wrestling with the COVID restrictions and what we can and can't do. And we are having our very first online seminar this Saturday, guys. So you can go over to bassu.tv and get a ticket, or thebassuniversity.com and get hooked up. We have seminars starting at 10 a.m. So that's really cool. Even the West Coast guys can get involved. And we have Bobby Lane, JT Kenny, and John Cox, just red hot angler in the world today. They're going to be giving seminars throughout the day, starting at 10 a.m., running to about 5 o'clock. You're going to be able to zoom in, ask questions to the speakers, win prizes. We've got a lot of great stuff from Rapala and TH Marine and all the rest. We're going to be able to give all that stuff away and have fun. And one of the cool parts is because it's on Zoom, GDP, these guys that are asking questions are going to be permanent fixtures on the Bass University seminars moving forward. So we're putting them on the production this year. So I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
We had Mike do the first test pilot right about where you're sitting.
Oh yeah.
And, interacting with some of the folks and doing it that way, and it really was great. Guys were able to talk directly to Mike at the question, and asked and answered, and Mike handled it really well. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So, guys, check it out. If you're in the frozen tundra like us, it's perfect. But if you're going to be around this Saturday, check it out. Go over to bashu.tv. Tickets are $24.99 for subscribers. That's 50% off, $50 if you're not a subscriber. But here's the secret: if you subscribe and take the free pass right now, you'll get 50% off, and you can get into that cool discount. So come check it out. And we got a lot of great prizes, like I said, we're going to be giving away.
Yeah. So Pete, bassu.tv/live. There's 60 days free.
Yep.
That runs until tomorrow.
Yep. Tomorrow's the last day that you can take advantage of it. That's the longest we've ever given out the program for free, no money down. 60 days, unlimited access to over 800 videos, all harbored on our website, with one goal in mind: to help you catch more big bass. So now's a great time to take advantage of that. Come on over, get signed up, join the live show with us tonight. As always, we're going to be putting the Zoom ID and the Zoom password out on the message board to bring a subscriber on the Zoom line live with us tonight. We have a Facebook like and share going on as well for anybody that's over there on Facebook watching. All you got to do is like and share tonight's feed, and you're going to be entered in for a chance to win a $50 missile baits pack. That includes missile bait quivers, missile bait Ned bombs, missile bait Ned weights. Greg, grab one of those packs of those Ned weights there. Those things are really cool. Show them to the camera. It's missile bait's version of the Nico weight. And they stick into the bottom of those worms super good. And now they're in Brian's back pocket, so we'll have to throw some extra ones in there. But guys, that's all in the Facebook like and share. We're hooking you up over there. And also tonight at the end of the show, we're going to be giving away a grand prize, which is going to be a $100 Rapala gift card. Right,
Rapala.
So that's Rapala. That's really where the juice is. So guys, if you're not a Bashu TV member, head over there now, get signed up for free for 60 days, and get a chance to win some of these awesome prizes. Anybody that gets a question through to the show tonight with us, we're hooking you up as well. You're going to get a Bashu TV buff and a TH Marine lens cleaning kit. That's good for your sonar units, for your windows, for your sunglasses, all that stuff. So, guys, there's plenty of reasons to get signed up, and don't wait any longer. Head over there now.
That's right. That's 800 videos that are better than everything on YouTube.
Yes.
Absolutely.
They actually are. They are.
Yep.
It's true.
Yeah.
Tournament
Check it out.
proven.
And you can download the Bash University app and check it out, guys. Which has been a great new addition to the Bash University program. And Riz, we got anybody hovering on the IM board?
Yeah,
right
we
now?
got a lot of people on the IM board. Let me just give some shout outs here because it's absolutely loaded already. We got like almost 100 people on the board already. New York Chris, Epic Eric's, Buck Stronghold, Gentleman Bronco, Dale Jr., Lee C., Epic Eric, David Stottlemyre, Pops, John from Kentucky, Mac Attack, Howie Range, Drew Gill, Wild Bill, New York Chris, John Campos, Joe Venuto, and many, many more. Maz, Dale Jr., Kyle Brandstand. I could just keep going and going. Alabama, Mike Reed, Team No Fish, Wawa Hoagie Lady.
Yes.
The board's absolutely packed. So,
Our
guys,
peoples are here.
yeah, guys, this is where it's at. We're gonna have a good time on this show. Questions are gonna get through. Get your questions answered and get hooked up with some sweet prizes.
Yes. And we're talking ice jig. Talking the Rapala jigging wrap, man. It's a very, very unique tool. And Cody Huff's going to be, if you guys are just tuning in, Cody Huff's going to be here with us, just fresh off a win in November, late season on the MLF trail. I guess we say that now. And he took that big win, and what a killer! It's going to be his second time he's on the show. We're going to be having him here in just a little while. Right now, we're going to take a quick commercial break. So if you haven't signed up to Bashu TV and you want to participate in tonight's show, now's a great time to do it. And check out these great commercials from all these wonderful sponsors. We appreciate them. We'll be right back after this.
Why do you love casting fishing rods?
I'm truly losing less fish.
Is the sensitivity of the rod.
That they're made right here in North Carolina in the USA.
Strongest, lightest rod, 100% made here in Sanford, North Carolina.
From the drop shot rod to the flipping stick, every rod has a purpose to it, and I rely on them all the time when I'm out there in a tournament.
Durability in the John Cruz Worman series, the counterbalancing in the handle.
It's the only rod I found that can withstand my hook set. Boom goes the dynamite.
We're different. Some would say obsessed. There's no place on earth we'd rather be than right here, right now. Performance-driven gear, so you can fish longer, harder. Gill's Performance Fishing.
One thing that's happened that's probably advanced our electronics more so this year than anything that has in a while, C-Clear Power wiring harness. These units are designed to do a certain thing. If you're not getting enough power, enough wattage, enough voltage, they're not going to perform the way they're supposed to perform. C-Clear Power wiring harness fixes that problem. One of the great things about the C-Clear Power harness is It doesn't matter what brand of unit you have. It doesn't matter what kind of boat you got. The thing that you want from the SeaClear harness is power. SeaClear Power puts enough voltage to your units to make them maintain the performance that they're supposed to maintain. So if you're not seeing everything like you think you should see it, SeaClear Power will show it to you.
Why do you love casting fishing? Me and Cody were just talking behind the scenes. We were back live at Bass University TV Live, and welcome everybody. Welcome back. We got a great show tonight, and let's get right to it. It's his repeat performance here on Bass University Live, and we're psyched to have him because he got another win. We got a Toyota Series champ amongst a bunch of other things. Cody Huff, man, it's great to have you with us tonight.
Woo! What's up, dude?
Thank you guys for having me on. It's always a lot of fun to get on here and get to visit with you guys and maybe even act a little silly.
Well, we'll take it and look forward to it. And I want to read this to the folks at home. High school state champ 2014, college national champ 2016, Bassmaster Classic champ 19. 24th at his first Bassmaster Classic. That's hard to do. Your first one's always a tough one. Bassmaster College Series win, Toledo Bend. Toyota Series win, Toledo Bend, and Table Rock. It's amazing what you've been able to accomplish in such a short period of time. You come from a great college that really has an amazing fishing program. Man, you're really setting this world on fire right now.
No, I tell you what, man, I've had just a blast this year, and this past year. I mean, it's been super exciting, and it's kind of blew me away too. I didn't expect it, and those are kind of the best ones when you don't really see it coming.
I was reading that you had already filled out your deer tag, so you figured, I might as well jump in this tournament. Is that how it went down?
That's right. No, I couldn't really pass it up being there so close to the house. I kind of had to go. I didn't have a choice. That's one of my favorite lakes. I love being able to fish in the Ozarks. So anytime a big tournament comes around, I hate to miss out.
Yep. Well, it was great to see you win that one because you won it in a similar fashion. And, I was excited that, you won this on a technique that, man, you just don't hear much about. And I talked to DQ over at Rapala, and of course he's singing your praises. DQ handles things on the pro staff and various other things over there at Rapala, and he's super excited to have you on the team, as he should be. He thinks you're the real deal. You certainly are showing those kind of chops.
So
well, you won it using an ice jig. Talk to me about that, Cody. Talk to me about this is we call it the ice jig. Is that what you call it, or do you call it the jigging wrap?
Can you hear me on there now? Sorry about that. I kind of froze for a minute for some reason.
Yep, we can hear you fine.
Oh, all right, great. No, last thing I heard were you were talking about Dan, and you were talking about a jigging wrap.
Yeah. Well, let's dive into the jigging wrap because it's a very unique tool that you use to win this tournament. Tell me about it. I'm struggling to learn how to use it, but man, oh man, you've been using it a while.
Man, it is an awesome tool. A lot of people don't understand that it will catch everything in the lake. It's such a cool little bait, and a lot of people don't realize how erratic of an action it really has. You can go out and drop this thing in 20 feet of water. If you're using like the 5/8 out on a long point, just bouncing it on the bottom, or you can use it like I like to use it and go out and chase bait and chase roaming fish. And it's unbelievable the way that this bait will make them react whenever you drop in the middle of a school of 5 or 10 or even, more. Whenever, the more the merrier. The more fish, the meaner they are. And that jigging Rap, they will put it in their throat, and they don't come off very bad when they get stuck by that thing.
You say it's erratic, right? And I think it really comes on how you're working that bait, right? You got to pop that and slack the line. And do you have any with you there, Cody?
I think I do in the truck, but I am in the hotel room. I'm actually in Florida right now, so I probably set that box out before I came.
I wouldn't blame you for doing that, but I tell you, it's amazing when you get those cold fronts down in Florida. Those metal baits can be real effective down there sometimes. But no, the jigging Rap is just it's a really cool bait. It's got hooks on the nose and the tail, and it has a single treble hook, and it when you pop it, it has an erratic fall. But you seem to also were you fishing suspended fish during this tournament?
Yes, everything I caught was like super, super suspended. I caught fish all the way from 95 feet to about 40 feet. 40 feet was about the shallowest I caught anything all week. And I tell you, one of the main reasons I really love the jigging Rap is because when you start fishing for those fish that are, in the 60 plus range, you've got to have a bait that can get there fast. And that jigging Rap has a super fast fall. So whenever I'm watching them on LiveScope, I can pitch that jigging Rap to them, and it falls like a rock. And that's one of the best parts about that bait. And then once you get it down there in front of their face and pop that thing kind of hard on the slack line, like you said, they just can't handle it. You can watch them start going crazy on LiveScope and chasing it, and you hold that thing still for about 2 seconds, and it's in their throat.
That's all. GDP, 90 to 100 feet.
Yeah, that's where the
pretty deep.
Octopuses live, isn't it? That's pretty deep.
Octopi.
Yeah, Pete, if you want to keep going, go ahead. But if not, I like to kind of start and back up a little bit if we can.
Yeah, let's do that.
You cool with that?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, GDP.
So Cody, first off, congrats, man. That's freaking awesome. Looking at this tournament and looking at all your other tournaments you fished and done really well. First off, is there a season you prefer when you're doing this kind of fishing?
I think it's our Wi-Fi cutting out for some reason. This hotel room.
We listen, Cody?
Yeah, we got
Hey, I got.
You got me now?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Run it back.
Cody, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, it's all good. So the question was, backing up, is there a season you prefer to do this kind of fishing? Is it more like a fall thing, or what do you think? What's your ideal?
Forever until before I got a LiveScope and all that, I really thought that, this was a technique that I really focused on in the fall and wintertime. But it seems like this year it really showed me that whenever the fishing gets really, really tough, this is a technique that you can really lean on. I mean, it's something that if you put your time in and find, I mean, it can be a winning deal a lot more than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's obvious. So, going into that, basically, so dude, you're looking deep. So how are you finding these fish, man? Are you looking for bait, or what are you looking for?
Did you catch that question, Cody? He broke up while you were asking that question again, GDP.
I miss you again.
Are you back with us?
Yeah, I'm with you now. I may try to move locations in the hotel room here, see if that helps you.
Okay.
I wonder where are you in Florida right now, Cody?
I'm in Clewiston right now, and the service has been less than stellar for us this week.
You have to call Roland Martin's Marina, see if they can get it boosted down there for you.
Yeah, right.
I know. That might be what we have to do.
What was your question again, GDP?
You ready? You ready, Cody? We got him.
I lost you again. We might have to try to. I think there's a different Wi-Fi deal we can go to. I'm trying not to ruin the show for you guys here. I apologize.
Let me know when you're ready.
Cody, it's not a big deal. It happened. Same thing happened last week with Brandon, and he actually never made it on.
Yeah, it's only downfall to Zoom.
Yeah.
Yep. It happens all the time, man.
this is no good. Hopefully it'll hurry up and get fixed. Or should I try it? There's one other Wi-Fi network.
I hear you right now.
Okay.
You good to go?
Good. Yeah.
So the second part to that question is, when you're looking for these fish at that depth, man, how are you doing this? Are you more keying on bait, or you're actually trying to physically see these fish on your down scan? First off, is it down scan or are you using 2D? What is it?
I'll kind of run around and use my 2D on pad until I find those big groups of bait, and then I'll slow down and I'll throw the trolling motor down and look around in the shad with LiveScope to try to find where the groups of fish are actually living around them.
Okay, yeah, that's cool, man. That's definitely the way I would do it too if I had to think about it.
That's the fastest way to find them, right? You're on
Yeah,
2D sonar, and with the big giant schools of bait that are available out there at Table Rocket, it seems like it might be easy to find, but you're not looking everywhere, right? I was reading where you found them in places where they usually winter for this tournament.
Yeah, it was a really weird deal. I mean, they were there very, very early. I don't know if it was one of those deals where the fish kind of felt the cold winter coming on or what it was, but for it being so early in the year, that's probably the earliest I can remember catching them that deep.
And that was super deep. That was, did you see other guys fishing that pattern like you? Or is it customary to be fishing that deep out there at Table Rock?
I was trying to help any.
Pete, I think I saw one other guy was fishing kind of the same pattern, but he was like 35 and 45 feet.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, God, I'm honestly, GDP, when I'm fishing that deep, like it's hard to go below 50 feet. You feel like, oh man, I'm fishing for Lakers or, the Sauger or something. Once you get past that, it's almost like you have a basement that you're afraid to go down below.
I agree. You got a lot that goes on too. Like if this was more of a summertime thing, you have to deal, I guess, with the thermocline to where the fish would be, you can kind of cut all that real deep part out if that's the case,
You're not afraid to go that deep, Cody. Oh, looks like you might have froze up on us. Again, we have them in bits and pieces, and we'll see if we can can't get figured out his signal over there. But I'm going to go through some interesting things. Are you back with us, Cody?
I'm back with you. I'm going to head out to the lobby and see if we can get a little better action out there.
Here's some cool stuff, Cody, while you're taking us to the lobby. I don't know if you can hear it because I was talking with DQ, like I said. And this bait is incredible. It's called the jigging wrap. And Al Linder did a show where he was fishing open water walleye with this bait. And, guys had been using it for ice fishing and this and that. And it rocketed up to the number 2 selling bait for Rapala.
Wow.
That year. Now, their number 1 bait is always going to be the floating Rapala, right? The original. And that, is always going to be there. But this one jumped up to number 2. And ever since then, it's been, a decade of this where it's consistently in the top 5 sales, beating out DTs, beating out a lot of the classic Rapala baits. They sell so many of them that it's a bait that kind of is under the radar for a lot of the country. And DQ was saying it kind of started on the West Coast where the guys out there, the bass guys, started to pick it up, and it quietly migrated over to where Cody is. And, of course, the guys up north and up in Canada have just been making a living with it through the ice forever. But, it turned out to be better in open water than really its ability to catch them through the ice. So I had no idea. It's so
amazing.
prolific. Go ahead, Cody. What you got? We froze up again?
Oh, no, I'm here for a minute and I'll lose it.
That's pretty amazing, Pete. If that's the case, that's crazy. Never would have thought that.
Yeah. No, that's nuts. I had no idea that it was the second best selling bait that they had. I really didn't, but I mean, I understand why.
It's because guys like you and, even this win that you had, like, I didn't see, guys jumping up and down saying, oh my God, look at the bait that he won it on. And to me, it was totally, man, I've not seen another tournament won with this. But once again, DQ pointed out some unbelievable thing, like Jacob Wheeler in the Classic in Hartwell weighed one day 4 of the 5 fish he brought to the scale were on this in a Classic. And Brandon Polinick on Elite Series was catching fish, catching largemouth on Cayuga Lake with it. So it's starting to, infiltrate in. The Rapala guys all know about it and are doing stuff with it. But it still seems to be flying under the radar. And even with this big win that you just had, it's odd how it's not getting the love, GDP. I don't understand why.
Dude, for me, Cody, what are you actually using, man? I mean, if you're fishing 90 to 100 feet, like, how are you actually dropping? Like, tell us your whole setup, complete. Line, rod, reel, everything.
So it's a really, really big deal to use lighter line when you're dropping that ice jig. I like to drop mine on 10 and 12 pound test just because it's less drag going through the water. And really the heavier, the better on the jigging wrap. I've actually been using a 7/8 jigging wrap, and actually DQ, he pointed me on a little secret jigging wrap called a flat jig that I've been playing with a little bit. And I think that's one that people really haven't messed with. I've actually been using one that's an ounce and 3/16.
Wow.
When I'm fishing these crazy depths, down there 70 feet deep and deeper. And I'm throwing that on like a 6/8 medium heavy rod, but an 8-to-1 reel. I like something super fast. That way, if I'm watching them on LiveScope swimming and I notice that I missed the school, I can crank it up really fast and make another flip.
Yes.
Yeah, it takes a little time to reel up 100 feet of line. So the 8-to-1's helpful, I imagine.
It does, but you do have to be careful when you have one hooked. You kind of got to bring them up slow, or else there's some serious stuff goes on when you go to bringing them up too fast.
That is true.
I guess.
Yeah, I bet. So I'm guessing, you're definitely needling these fish or not really?
Yeah, well, it just depends. Whenever it's warm out, it doesn't seem like it bothers them as bad.
Huh.
But now that the water's cold, you have to needle every one of it.
Yeah.
And you have to be careful. You really you have to bring them up slow, or else you can hurt them.
I bet you could. Yeah. So that's line-wise. That's fluorocarbon.
Yeah, fluorocarbon on all of it. That's it sinks faster and less drag. It's all about speed when you're fishing that deep.
Yeah,
it's interesting. I was talking with Dan again, and like Al Linder is like monofilament, like just diehard monofilament. And there's different schools of thought, but you're using fluoro. Are you using braided line? Are you using a leader or straight fluoro?
Yep, straight fluoro. It's just what I've always used. It's just what I like. It works for me. I'm sure. I mean, there's all kinds of different ways you can do it, and I'm sure it'd work all those ways. But that's just kind of what I like the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy with the mono. But I guess he feels like he lands more fish. It's all in how you're doing it. But one of the other components that a lot of guys use, I want to know if you use it. Because this bait has a tendency to swivel and spin a lot, are you using a swivel on the bait or up the line, or are you using that at all?
I do not. I don't use a swivel. I really don't have any trouble with it twisting my line enough to make it brittle. As long as I stay retied, or I'll put. I mean, I don't even change line that often. As long as I have, decently fresh line on, you don't normally have to worry about it. Not with that. I use 12-pound Bass Pro Shops fluorocarbon. I don't know if it makes a difference compared to some other fluorocarbons, but I mean it's been great to me. I'm not a swivel guy. I think it affects the action a little bit too much.
Yeah. So real quick, Cody, going back to that actual ice jig. So I saw there's 3 kinds. There's a Rapala flat ice, there's a wrap ice jig, and then there's a snap wrap. So I'm guessing you have tried both of them or all three.
I've tried all three, but my favorites are the jig and wrap and the flat jig. Those two right there are the ones that are my favorite by far.
So is the flat one better, you think, because of the profile? It allows it to fall different, or do they just make it in a heavier weight?
They just make it in a heavier weight, honestly. And it does have a little different action. The tail's different, and the body shape's a little different, too. It's kind of a little more slender. But I definitely think it's more so the weight than anything.
Huh. So
let me ask you about hooks. Do you, and Riz, I know we got some IM questions, and I'm going to throw it to you to get some of our guys involved. But do you replace the treble on it? Because it's got a crazy rigging system, man. It's got a nose hook, it's got a tail hook, and you got one treble hook on the bait. Are you swapping that out? Are you sharpening it, or what are you using there?
Say that one more time. I just caught the end of that.
Do you keep the stock hooks on it, or what hook do you use?
So I do upsize the hook on the jig and wrap to one size bigger. I just put the VMC. I put the short shanked hybrid they came out with on it. But I'll tell you something cool on the flat jig. It comes with a little stouter hook, and it comes with a split ring. So it is it's a little more ready to fish out of the package.
Nice. You got to put a split ring on the jig and wrap. Is that what you do?
You know, I haven't been doing that because I didn't really think it would make a big difference until I started using the flat jig, and I really do like it. A nice small split ring on there. I think it helps with your hookup ratio and what you end up getting in the boat.
No doubt. Riz, let's pass it on to some Bass U subscribers. Let them ask a question to Cody.
That's right. Cody, Epic Eric on our message board wants to know, do you use this only in the fall and the early winter, or does this also play for herring lakes when the fish are schooling?
Yes.
I tell you what, I've not been around a lot of herring lakes, so I haven't had the chance to try it out in those areas. But I really think if your bait is getting in big groups and schooling, I think it's going to be effective. And I think this is a technique that you can use all year round, except for when they go up to spawn. And you might still be able to catch some then that time of year. But I think you can catch them, anytime from May to all the way back around to March. I think it's an all year round deal if you look for it.
Well, it catches a lot too. Once again, fishing with Al Linder, Dan was saying in one day he caught 17 different species of fish on the jig and wrap. It's that proficient at, and it might have even helped you catch a pickerel in your bass derby this weekend. We get prizes for weighing in pickerel or obscure species down here in our winter leagues.
Anything you're lucky enough to catch in Jersey.
Yeah,
it's not that bad.
Yep.
Dude, 17 species?
That's crazy. That's more than we have total.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Including the ocean.
Yeah.
Right? This is shocking to me.
Carts.
Yeah.
Dan was saying, if there was one bait that he had to have to feed himself, that would be the bait. And I'm like everybody else in the world would say a jig, a Senko, or something like that. And he's picking this bait as a weapon that can draw strikes from just about anything.
I gotta get some. I own 0.
Yeah, so I want to know the technique, man. What you briefly touched upon cracking it on a slack line, but man, tell me.
I'll tell you, it just depends on the day. You gotta kind of watch the mood of the fish.
Right.
And lately, our water temperatures have really cooled down up here, so I'll pitch it into a school and I'll pop it hard a couple times, and you just let it sit there still in front of their face, kind of like a Demiki-like technique.
Right.
And you can watch them swim right up to it, and you just feel them, thump, and they've got it. I mean, it's really just a day-to-day thing, seeing what kind of mood they're in.
Yeah. So you're looking at it. You're dropping it, getting it to the the suspended fish sitting in front of their face, and then popping it a couple times. I got you. Oh, there he goes. It's off and running.
Cody, if you can hear me now, Tom Best on our message board, or T Best, wants to know, when you're snapping or hopping that bait, how high are you snapping or hopping the bait?
It's really just short, small pops with your rod, because that bait's so erratic. It really bounces around like crazy. It doesn't take much at all. You're just barely hopping it, and it's still going to move a couple feet.
Cody's chasing that Wi-Fi signal around like he does the schools of bait.
Yeah. So real quick, Cody, going back to the conditions, like, do you prefer a little bit of wind? I mean, what do you like?
Honestly, a slick, calm, like the worst fishing day you can ever think of is the best.
That's
just because it's easier to see your bait. It's easier to stay on the fish you're fishing for. Just one less variable you have to deal with in trying to get your bait to them.
Cody, is it ever a bottom bait, or is this always for fish up off the bottom?
No, it's definitely a bottom bait also. There's a lot of days that the schools they'll suck down to the bottom and hold tight to the bottom, and you can bounce that bait just right above it and get the same kind of reaction as a suspended fish with it.
I want to go back to that weather because you said something, you were interviewed, and I thought it was interesting. Everybody else was hoping the weather was going to come and push fish up on the bank to so that they could catch them burning a spinnerbait or doing something like that. And you were hoping for the opposite, and you got it. And was that the condition? Was it calm, cold front, or what is the premier condition, for using this bait?
Like I said, I mean, I like it to be as tough on everybody else as possible, because it just seems like it brings them to you. You get the day after a front, cold, bluebird sky, no wind. It just seems to push those fish out in the middle, and they relate to the bait really, really well. And they're still biting. Just people don't know it because they're not actually fishing for them.
It's so obscure. And when you catch them, how are they hooked? Are they on that treble? Are they on the nose, the tail? I still haven't caught a fish with this bait yet.
A lot of times it's in their throat. You can't see it a lot of times whenever you put them in the boat. I mean, it's just so it's so
That's
natural.
cool.
It's the same size as the bait fish they're eating, and a majority of the time, whenever you net them and put them in the boat, you can't even see the bait.
That's good.
That's
for you.
what we like. Yeah,
They're
that's
not
when
coming
you
off.
know they're committed to it and they're getting after it. And this is forget it. I'm putting the glide baits down. I'm picking up the jigging wraps.
Yes.
Right.
Pete, definitely do that. Definitely do that.
Those seem to be the two on the list this year. But Riz, let's send it back to the IM board
for sure. Cody, so we have a question coming through from Team No Fish, and Team No Fish wants to know: do you only use this technique in deep water, or have you experimented with it in shallow water also?
Great question.
I haven't experimented with it shallow much. I'm pretty much a 20-foot plus guy on the ice jig or jigging rod. That's where I've had my most success with it. So I wouldn't be surprised, if you saw fish schooling shallow and you threw a 5/8 in there and bounced it around, just because it's so erratic if you caught them. But just something I haven't played with a lot yet.
Alabama Mike Reed is weighing in. He's wanting to know settings like how are you adjusting to look and see your bait and fish in those deep depth zones? How do you have your unit set up?
Is he asking about on the LiveScope?
Yeah. Yep.
Or what is he asking about? I'm sorry.
He's asking about the LiveScope.
Yeah. I always I make sure and I adjust my bottom depth manually. And whenever I'm in depths, 50 plus, I'll zoom my forward range in a little bit. But it seems like the most crucial setting is your TVG. I like to turn that off, and I like to turn my gain up a little bit, and that brings your sensitivity to where you can see your bait a little better.
in that depth, are those they got to look teeny tiny on your screen. The fish that you're seeing, is that not the case?
Not really. I mean, they show up great. It's really you don't really question yourself. I mean, everything it looks just like you would think it should. I mean, they show up really well, and you don't have any trouble seeing them.
That's must be the case. And I see you're staring at your sonar unit, and I got to tell you, you've influenced me about turning off your 2D sonar a lot, and I'm. As I work with forward-facing sonar stuff, especially on my 360, I've started to turn my 2D sonar off so that my eyes are gravitating towards the good stuff, the stuff I need to be looking at and the higher technology stuff. So that's the way you have it rigged, right? You're looking purely at that forward-facing stuff. Everything else is shut down.
I am. I don't even have my 2D hooked up on the front. To tell you the truth,
no kidding.
When you're looking at your Garmin unit and you've got your LiveScope on forward facing, you can actually, depending on how deep you are, you can see behind the boat as well. So I mean, you're seeing everything underneath you, all the way to 100 feet in front of you. So, honestly, for me, there's not been a reason for me to have that 2D sonar in use, just because I can see everything I need to just with the LiveScope.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, that's the deal, and that's what I'm trying to train there's so much great stuff out there, and I wonder about this. The younger guys are killing it with all the forward facing sonar. Do you have any idea why that is? Is it because of all the video games you played growing up? What's going on?
I tell you what, I never was a video game guy. I never did do any game playing or anything like that. I think I think it seems like a lot of younger guys aren't maybe as stubborn or stuck in their ways, or we haven't had as much success doing some things like burning the spinnerbait. We never got to throw a spinnerbait whenever they really just ate it, before they'd ever even seen one. So I think this is just an opportunity for us to find those fish that have never been fished for before. It's just exciting.
I think you were referring to me when you said guys getting stuck in their way. That wasn't very nice, but it's true. And I think you're absolutely right.
I tell you what, I've had a lot of conversations with Rick Klun, just talking about all these different baits and stuff, and how fish used to react to him. He was one of the first guys to ever have a buzzbait. Like, could you imagine that? Going and catch them on a buzzbait before they'd ever saw one. Oof. And sooner or later they quit reacting to it like they used to. Same thing with an A-rig, same thing with spinnerbait. And, I think we're seeing the same little deal now, except you can throw anything just because these fish have never been fished for before.
Yeah. Yes. Untapped resource.
Yeah, you're right. And your adjustment that you made on this one was just so incredible. The same way fishing, you lost the bite and you stayed and looked for them and wound up stumbling on smallmouth, meandering around, out in the open again, fish that aren't being fished for.
Yeah, it was really pretty amazing. I mean, and those smallmouth, you could really tell too, because I was throwing like a little 2.8 Kitech and a little Largo shad, and it was just, you could tell that they had just never been messed with, because if you could see one before you ran over them with the boat and make a good cast, every one of them bit, and they were all 3-pounders. I mean, that was just a dream come true, especially when you're struggling about 10 o'clock in the morning.
No kidding, man. What a nice adjustment that was. And a great win. Yeah. And Riz, I'm gonna send it back to the IM board, because I want to switch gears after we talk about this a little bit. I want to find out where you're at, what you're doing, and what your future plans are. But what's happening over on the IM board, Riz?
Right, yeah, we got another great question I'm going to throw in there. Also, guys, tonight we're going to be giving away a couple of Gills gift cards, and I just got the buzzer alert from my Gills man that this next question I'm going to use is going to get one of those $25 Gills Gear gift cards.
Yes.
And the one we're going to go with is from Jordan Yates. Jordan Yates wants to know, is color a factor on your bait when you're fishing in super deep water?
I never really thought it would be, but the more I do it, it seems like some days it does make a difference. I've had days where, me and a buddy of mine will be fishing next to each other and they want blue and chrome a little more than they want straight white or something like that. So it's definitely something you should play with if you're watching the fish swim up to your bait and look at it and not want to eat it. Change up the colors, because like I was saying, when it gets cold like this and we're kind of having to dead stick that jigging wrap in front of their face, it's got to look good to them. So it's definitely something you should play with.
Good
well,
question.
You were using what color were you using in this tournament?
I tell you what, I'm a blue and chrome. Like probably 80% of the time, I throw blue and chrome. It seems like it catches them on it all day. I like blue and chrome, black and chrome, white, and I like the chrome gold colors. I like everything. I like them shiny.
Yeah.
Well, so do the fish, obviously, when you're throwing it, and I just, we saw some press releases come around today, and I want to congratulate you on signing with one of our good friends and partners with Missile Baits. Congrats on the new contract.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's I was really excited about that. I got to meet John at the Classic this past spring, and he's a great guy, and I've always used their plastics, and it just so happened that I didn't have a plastic sponsor this year, and reached out to John, and he was super great and got back to me immediately, and everything went great. It's going to be a fun year. Glad to be a part of such a cool company.
Yeah, it is a cool company that makes some great stuff, and you'll have to put the bomb shot on the back of your ice jig and see what happens.
So, Cody, how's your shallow water game, man? Obviously, deep's pretty good.
We're going to have to find out. I've kind of forgot how to catch one up there on the bank. I ain't been up there. I might not be able to hit a target anymore. I've been flipping a little jigging wrap around so much, I kind of forgot how to catch.
That's funny.
Rightfully so, though.
Brian Thrift said the same thing. He's been fishing offshore like exclusively for the last couple of years. We took him up so he could, because he's famous for skipping docks, and he missed his first 5 casts. He's like, I forgot how to do this, man.
Cody, if you had to pick from 2 movies, which one would you pick? 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea or Titanic? They're both deep. I never saw him.
He froze.
No, he's back.
He's back.
I want to get Brian through it. My bad.
We got to keep it moving here. Stay with that Wi-Fi. It's a little squirrely.
It is, man. I'm not a fan. I don't know what the deal is here, but I don't think I paid for this.
You got to change your Panoptic settings. You'll dial it right in.
I got another question from the message board for you here, Cody. Steven wants to know what is the deepest fish that you have ever caught, and how big was it?
Mm-hmm.
I've still not broke the triple digit fish catch yet. The deepest ones I've ever caught were at Table Rock, actually in the Toyota deal. I've never really caught them in the mid 90s, but they just showed up and we got lucky and caught them.
That is
and how big were those fish? How big was the biggest one you caught that deep?
I'll say about 14, 15 inches.
Oh,
be my guess.
You got me now. It was actually. So that school that I fired in the Toyota series that were 90 feet deep, we caught like 10 or 12 in a row and called a 4 and a 3 out of that school.
Wow.
Damn. Smokes.
I mean, dag.
And they were largemouth at that.
No kidding.
Wow, that is something, man. That's really cool.
Wow.
Who knows what's down there?
And so seriously, let's go back to bringing them up from the depths. I mean, how much do you back off fighting that fish when he's coming up from that deep?
It's you definitely got to keep pressure on them, but if you don't slow down and just reel them slow, you will have a dead fish penalty. But as long as you bring them up slow, they'll be all good when you get them up. You fizz them, put them in the live well, and you don't have any problems out of them. As long as you don't just hook them and burn them to the top, you're usually fine.
And you blood her bladder out.
I've had a handful of fish in 20 to 25 this year, running up to North Jersey, big largemouth, good sized largemouth that were just they were bent. You know what I mean?
Bubbled up.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And we had to fizz them. We had to.
Yeah. Yep.
And they were only coming up from a little bit over 20 feet.
It's a sketchy ball game. I don't like to fizz them if I don't have to.
Yeah.
But when it's cold like this, you definitely have to.
See, I like fizzing the fish.
Yeah.
Never lost one ever.
It sketches me out.
Yeah. You go through the mouth or through the side?
Cody, go through the mouth?
I go through the side.
Side.
I don't like
same
going
way,
around
side.
the crushers.
Really?
There's too much good.
That's the safest way.
Not right through between the crushers? Huh. The whole thing's creepy, man.
Yeah. Got to be a doctor, man. Truck driver, doctor, all that.
Yep. Yeah, truck driver, doctor. Doctor?
It's crazy. It's so hard to back off. You got to have such patience to be able to do that. But boy, it makes a lot of sense when you're fishing for ounces to be able to slow down. I know the deep. I caught them at 90 feet before too, smallmouth, but theirs different, because they handled it. They're much more durable for me in that deep water, and I actually had to race them to the top. Like I was using a jigging spoon, and if they beat me to the surface, like if they created a bow in my line at all, they would throw that spoon 20 feet, every time. So you had to be able to keep up with them, and it was so much harder because we didn't have 8-to-1 reels back then. It was just that 6-to-1, and you're frantically trying to keep up with these smallmouth. It's real.
Anyone else got visuals right now?
And get them up and get them in the boat as quick as you can. But yeah, with largemouth, that's crazy that they get that deep, man. I'm still so fascinated by it. Nobody's fishing down that deep.
I know.
And it's crazy stuff. But I want to everybody watching. We've got a like and share contest going on Facebook. So I want to invite everybody to go over there and like and share. And I also want to invite guys, if you're a tournament guy, have you taken advantage of the Atlas Awards program? Get yourself signed up at TH Marine to take advantage, when you are able to catch fish out of 90 feet of water and win a tournament. You want to be able to, and you have an Atlas jack plate, you want to be able to get those bonus bucks. So go check that out. You were down in Florida right now. What are you doing down there? I guess the tournament trail is taking you down there? You're down there with the Toyota Series right now?
No, I'm actually here. I'm at Okeechobee right now, and I'm pre-practicing for the first MLF Big 5 event of the year. I've never been to Okeechobee, so I wanted to come down here before it goes off limits because we only get 2 days of practice this year, and I knew 2 days of practice was not going to be enough for me on this big pond.
It is a big pond down there. It's Great Lake, though. Had you been out yet, or are you just getting there?
I tell you what, I got here late yesterday afternoon, and I was out on the water all day today. And believe it or not, I did not touch a bass today. I did a lot of running around and a lot of looking. I didn't fish much. I did hook one that got off, but that was the only bite I had. And I probably fished for an hour out of the whole day.
Gotcha. Yep. Well, that's good thinking. So you're taking on the Big 5 this year. That's pretty awesome. You got a big tournament trail in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited. It's going to be fun to get to fish for a lot of money, get to fish on a big stage. I can't complain. I've dreamed about fishing at this level since I was a little kid, so it's definitely exciting to get to do it.
What tournament are you going to Table Rock this year? I hadn't looked at that schedule this spring. Where are you most looking forward to fishing this year?
Man, I tell you what, I don't really know. I'm not. I've been to a few of those lakes, but not many. For some reason, I'm kind of excited for the Potomac River. We had fun last time I was up there. I think it'll be a fun tournament. I think that'll be fun. I think Eufaula will probably be a slugfest. I've never been there, but I think it'll be a ball just by watching the Elite Series event from last summer over there. It looked like a lot of fun to me.
Well, they're great bodies of water, man. What a great, you mentioned a bunch of great ones. I don't think any of those bodies of water have 90 feet of depth in them.
Nope. I got a few questions. Cody, when they're that deep, when the largemouth get that deep, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 feet, what bait are they following down there on your lakes?
Good question. You stumped him.
Yeah. Locked him up. There he is.
Chasing his Wi-Fi.
Around here, they're you got me now?
Yes.
Yeah. We do.
Around our area, they're big threadfin eaters, so they're chasing big, giant schools of threadfin.
Okay.
That's really cool that the bait goes down that deep. I wonder what's obviously there's nutrients or something pulling them down there to feed, but.
Yeah, there's some herring lakes. There's a few herring lakes in North Jersey, and I know that, there's a number of them in the South as well. I can definitely see that bait and that technique working, because the one that I was chasing all summer, those fish mid-July on disappeared, and they all just went swimming around out in the deep water, acting like idiots.
I'll tell you what's crazy about our lakes. What I'm seeing right now is these shad are going so deep that, they're going, in that 100 plus.
Right.
To where, like the fish are kind of starting to quit following them. I think they're getting right, like they're starting to go back to the bank because the shad went so deep. There's no thermocline to keep them up. So they, it seems like the bass are kind of starting to go back to the bank.
Oh, man.
That's interesting. They're like, the heck with this crap. The bass keep eating us. We're just going to outswim them.
That's what they're doing. They don't ever quit swimming. And it just seems like they're going deeper and deeper and deeper. And I don't know if they know we've got a harder winter coming than I know is coming, but it's pretty amazing to see how deep they can actually live.
Wow, it is.
So, Cody, what are your goals for 2021? And not your career goals as far as, qualifying for a particular league or whatever, but how about technique wise? What is it in 2021 that you want to better your game at? You want to learn? Damn it.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming on my tour of the Hampton Inn.
Did you hear my question, or you want me to repeat it?
I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Goals for 2021, and again, not your career goals as far as what league you want to fish, but your goals as far as becoming a better angler. What do you want to add to your arsenal? Where do you find maybe a weakness or something you're intrigued with? What do you think?
I think this year's going to be a big growing year for me on just in the fact of only getting 2 days of practice for these pro circuit events. I'm really going to have to learn to trust my instincts again and really just fish on the fly. And
yes.
I like his instincts. Like he's already developed a pattern for the Wi-Fi. Like when the signal goes south, he starts moving. You're quick. You're just quick.
Knows what to do. Pick up the trolling motor and run.
Yeah, so the 2 days are going to be really that's going to be new. That's a very short time, for a new guy, So yeah, that'll be the test. But boy, I like your attitude. I think that's going to be a great way to attack it.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be interesting. Good news is everybody's on the same playing field, so it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be something new for me this year.
How was your classic experience?
Oh, it was great. I tell you, it was everything a guy could ever imagine. I wish the fishing would have been on a little more. It was a weird deal. I expected myself to have a little better tournament on Guntersville just because I've been there several times and I really love the place. But it was just one of those deals. you get the Tennessee River in the springtime and the water comes up, the fish go to the bank. They spread out. I mean, they don't stay holed up in those, those good trap schools we all dream about. So it was just one of those deals where you had to, really grind and pick one off here and one off there. You see the guys catching them off boat docks and stuff like that. And that's not typical Gunnersville, in the early spring. I like catching them when they're all grouped up out offshore, and that wasn't really happening that well this year.
Well, you still had a very, very strong finish, middle of the pack. A lot of guys get froze like a deer in the headlights, in their first classic with all that media attention. But man, it seems no matter what's thrown at you, you're going to do okay. You've got a good head on your shoulders.
Man, I really appreciate that. I do. It means a lot. And I just love to fish, and it's just worked out for me here and there, so I can't complain at all.
The question that I had for you, I just lost, so I'm going to throw it over to Rich because he's lit up on the IM board. What do we got for Cody?
Yeah, so we've hit you with a lot tonight, Cody, and the last thing that that I really want to know, and the message board wants to know particularly, is what is the biggest takeaway you've had from fishing and learning from Mr. Rick Klung?
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, man, he is the king of being on top of your mental game. That's a really, really big deal. The best thing that he's probably ever told me is if you control all the controllable variables, your mental state, just having everything that you can control under control, that's all you can do. You gotta trust your equipment the rest of the way. If something crazy happens and a fish runs you into a piece of rebar and breaks you off, it happens. But as long as you control everything you can, that's what's most important.
Great advice and great question, Rich. And that it reminds me of what I wanted to ask you, because you're setting the pace for kids coming through the college program. After what you've learned and winning these tournaments and what you being going to the classic, what advice do you have for high school and college kids, getting started in this sport?
This is such a cool game. I mean, to fish, it's not like you have to be the same size as most D1 athletes. You don't have to be 6'5". You don't have to be 245 pounds. You don't have to be jacked. You don't have to be any of that. I mean, all you have to do is, trust yourself, have good instincts, just pay attention to what's going on around you, and love the game. If you love to fish and spend a ton of time on the water, you're going to learn a lot. And, it's just about having fun, really. Just remembering not to take things too serious and just enjoy yourself. Remember why you're out there in the first place. You didn't start fishing because you love tournaments. You started fishing because you like to catch fish.
Great advice. And, all the kids listening, I know they're all paying attention. They all want to do what you've done. And, it's been great to watch it. And I wonder what's going to happen next. We're taking on the Big Five. My gosh, you've already made a classic. What's next for you? What are your goals moving forward into the sport?
I can't wait to see what's next, because it seems like what you least expect always shows up, and that's a lot of fun. I'd love to make it to the Big Five title championship this year. And I'd definitely like to make it back to the classic. I'd love to pull off an open win and get back to the classic, because that tournament's just unbelievable. It's so much fun. And I'd like to find my way back there, one way or another.
Are you going to fish the opens this year?
Yeah, I am. I'm entered in one division for sure. And I put in for another division if I end up getting a spot.
BTC, you know who he reminds me of?
Jordan Lee.
Jordan Lee.
Bam.
Jordan Lee.
What did I win?
I
got a $25 Gills Gear gift card.
I mean, we've had Jordan on the Ike Live show. We've had him here and at Bass U, and he just taught. You know, he's just very relaxed, like you, very calm. Like you know how you're handling this Wi-Fi issue. You're doing an amazing job. Just cool under pressure, and it's just like, well, you know, I really don't know. I'm just going to go out and win a bunch of tournaments, you know?
Yeah, I would have spiked that computer by now.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's quite the compliment. I look up to that guy a lot. He's you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I said, yeah, no, I really appreciate that. I mean, that's as good of a compliment as a guy can get. Jordan's a top-notch guy, and you know, that's a guy I definitely would love to, you know, mold my career like, and just top-notch, and definitely a guy I look up to a lot.
Yeah, he's an amazing and talented angler. So are you. Riz, do we have a couple more questions for Cody before we let him kill his Wi-Fi signal or whoever's in charge of that program over there at his hotel?
For sure, we do. Yeah, I'll go with one more, and that'll be another winner for a Gills Gear $25 gift card.
All right.
And that's going to be from Sean Lay. Sean Lay would like to know, what has been the most difficult transition for you to go from college to pro?
I heard from college to pro. I'm sorry, one more
The
time.
transition. What was the most challenging part of the transition?
The most challenging part was probably, you know, just learning to fish by yourself. You don't have a partner, you know, just learning to, you got to approach everything so much differently when you're fishing by yourself. You know, when you're fishing a solo event, you gotta even, I mean, like if you're fishing a grass mat, you know, you've got to throw what you think is going to get the most bites. You can't just always fish for a big one or something like that. You really have to, you got to pay a lot more attention and fish stuff a lot more. I mean, I don't know how to say it really. It's just, it takes a lot more time. You have to slow down, and you can't fish as fast as you did when you had a partner. You know, you really got to pick stuff apart.
Cody, do you miss the buddy tournaments, the team trail stuff?
Oh, absolutely. No, I mean, I still fish them. I fish a tournament almost every weekend. So, I mean, I get plenty of them in a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love fishing with a buddy. You know, those tournaments are a ball. You always just get to have a bunch of fun and don't have any pressure.
Yeah. I think we, I don't know. I think there should be a high level buddy trail. I really do. It's my favorite part of it, you know. Whether you guys have a rough day and you fight the whole time, or like you click and like there's nothing better. I don't know.
Oh yeah, there's nothing better than having somebody there to ride your tail when you break one off.
Or get the net caught in the rod tip. Sorry about that, Rich. One of the biggest bass I've ever seen.
I almost forgot about that.
I did.
Yeah. Shout out to Epic Eric. He's a big proponent of big dollar buddy team tournament trails. Hopefully somebody comes out with that. I mean, we always used to. We had one up here in the Northeast at the Foxwoods. We were always fishing for a boat, and California always had big boat, you know, team tournament trails, and you know, I would love to see it too. And I'm going to fish some of those team tournaments this year. I'm looking forward to 2021 and getting involved, because I love fishing with the Bass U guys. Every time we pair up, we seem to have a good tournament. GDP, me and you got to jump in a tournament this year.
I'd like to see
I would love that, Pete.
That would be awesome.
That's like a dream, actually, for me, honestly.
Anywhere but the Bay.
Why?
It should be like you'd be like a cheat code. It'd be like the Madden player that just set everything at 99 for.
Nah, they both know too much. They wouldn't mesh.
No, I think we mesh fine, dude.
I don't know. That's it.
Who's your partner? All right, me and Pete versus you and Riz. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
I don't have a partner.
And Cody, you're in too, buddy.
I'm a free agent.
Bring your ice.
I've got to come out to that. I do have to come out to that part of the country twice this year, so I'll be out there.
Oh, right on, man.
Yeah, Potomac, not too far away.
Yes, make sure you call us. Stop by. We'd love to get you. Maybe we can get you in the studio.
When's the Potomac?
I think June, maybe.
Ooh.
I think June, and then I think St. Lawrence is in July.
We got good Wi-Fi.
Sometimes.
It's better than Florida's, I can guarantee you that.
I tell you what, I trade places in a Heartbeat.
There's not too
Is it
much
possible
clues.
that Scott Martin is hacking your feed right now?
It's possible.
Dude, I did run into him earlier. If I would have known, we should have had him over.
Yeah, we should have because hold on, where's the last text? He hasn't gotten back to me in a minute.
He has some service.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yes, sir.
Good point.
That's
Friday.
probably the reason.
I haven't heard from him since Friday. Tell him I said thanks
That
for
must be why.
not getting back.
Well, man, I'm jealous of you being down there. Are you staying at the Roland Martin Marina? Where are you staying at?
No, we are at a Hampton Inn or Holiday Inn in Clewiston.
Gotcha.
The stay is great. Wi-Fi is not. It's the only bad.
Oh man. Well, I appreciate you putting up with it for us, and I want to wish you, best of luck. You got a big year in front of you. I know it's going to be great things, and you're with Rapala, you're with Missile Bait, you're with a bunch of great companies, and you got a lot of talent. You got a good head on your shoulders. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you're able to accomplish, buddy.
No, thanks a lot, man. I apologize again for you guys have to deal with the Wi-Fi and stuff. Sorry for making everything a pain. I had a ball. I'm glad I was able to get on with you guys. And like you said, I've got some of the best companies behind me. So I don't have a single thing to complain about. It's going to be a fun year.
Nah, it's not your fault, man. Pollinix was way worse last week.
As a matter of fact, you came up with a way better pattern than Polnick did. He just had to bail. You at least were able to figure it out and hang in there with us for a while.
Yeah, he didn't
Shucking and jiving.
Yeah, he didn't do no running and gunning.
Yeah, you were moving, staying in front of the pattern, the developing Wi-Fi signal.
Following the schools.
I'm about to text him here in a minute and make fun of him for being a quitter.
Hey, that's awesome. Thanks so much, Cody. Appreciate you being with us. Wish you the best of luck. Have a great year. Great the champ, Cody Huff.
Absolutely.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks,
Appreciate
guys.
you.
I
All
sure
right.
appreciate
Thanks,
everything, and glad I got to come on here and BS with you guys.
Appreciate it, bud.
Absolutely. And he's fishing one of my favorite lakes down there as far as Florida goes. Of all the lakes in Florida, I like Okeechobee the best. GDP. How about you?
I've never thrown a cast on Okeechobee.
Really?
Nope.
I was
No
on
kidding.
it one time, but never fished it.
You almost what?
After today, I was wishing I hadn't made a cast. I'd have felt better about myself.
It works out sometimes.
Okeechobee's got a big population of fish, and I've always liked it because they don't act as much like Florida bass as some of the other lakes down there. And they bite, and you can get around big groups of fish, and it's really kind of a cool place.
I'm guessing
in comparison to some of them.
Probably.
You can throw a Senko there.
Yep, between the
The
lines.
Okeechobee is the place where I discovered the chatterbait because
A lot of guys
I refused to throw it because it was a stupid lure and didn't look right to me.
I know this is crazy, but isn't Okeechobee a natural lake?
It is. It's got some man-made modifications to it,
Yeah.
with the canal, the rim canal.
So you mean
and
you
whatnot.
discovered the chatterbait that was sitting on your shelf the last 8 years and that you ignored?
Yeah. Yep.
a good place to
It's
start.
classic Florida fishing, man. It was like I was on a fluke bite, back when the fluke was the deal, and
It still is the
it was
deal.
a warming trend, and they were biting a watermelon fluke going out of style, and they were up in the flats. It was a warming trend. Cold front came through on the tournament day, as always in Florida, and the fluke bite went south, and my partner picked up a chatterbait and started just wailing on him.
His partner's
And-
Brett Height.
I picked it up and I caught 50 bass on the chatterbait that day. Never made a cast with a day in my life.
That's a good start.
Yeah, that was an Okeechobee event.
Okie.
And but so I like it. I like that. I like St. John's River. I think they're my two favorite Florida bodies of water because the fish kind of make sense a little bit better. And some of the other Florida waterways, can give you trouble with those.
Cody, you don't have to hang out with us. I mean, you can if
Well,
you
I
want.
Can you hear me now?
He's a trooper, man. He's still going. It's like Energizer freaking.
I hope they
Do
got a good
you want to hang in there with us, Cody, for our top 10
Walk
list?
like 12 miles tonight.
No,
It's getting his steps in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to hang in there with us, Cody? We have some top 10 lists. We're going to talk to our customers and do some cool stuff. You can hang or you can split, whatever you want to do, man.
All right.
We got it froze up.
All right. Hey, guys, we got it.
That's the perfect.
Mic drop.
That was the best way to answer.
Guys, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we're gonna come back. We've got the top 10 selling metal baits according to Tackle Warehouse. What do you think they are? We have a big trivia question that we're gonna be giving away a $100 gift card to Rapala. So we got that coming. We got the Facebook like and share. If you haven't done that, go over and do that.
$50 in missile baits.
Yes, lots of great stuff coming. So we're going
to throw the Zoom link up and get some people on.
Yep.
All right. So
Zoom link is up.
People on bassu.tv/live. The Zoom link is up, and if you guys want to come on and ask Pete about his techniques,
I want to get a face to Wawa Hoagie Lady.
Ooh. Yeah. Where's Wawa Hoagie Lady at?
I love Wawa.
She may have been on Ike Live a time or two.
Really?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
She.
Right. I wonder if she wears a hairnet.
Does she work out?
Neutral.
Yep. And we'll see you in 3 minutes and 7.
Moment on the water not spent fishing is a moment wasted. That's why Minn Kota and Humminbird have joined forces to bring you the One Boat Network. Products that communicate and integrate to help you take full command of your boat. Born from our commitment to making the most advanced fishing gear even better by making it work together. The One Boat Network will help you find, get to, stay on, and catch more fish. When One Boat Network products talk to each other, they can navigate your boat automatically. They can give you a crystal clear view of what's below with no messy wires. And they can let you lower, raise, and change shallow water anchor modes from anywhere on the boat. But that's just the beginning. We're never done innovating, integrating, and making your boat simpler and easier to control. All so you can make every second on the water count.
Tackle Warehouse is proud to sponsor the FLW Pro Circuit and is the official tackle retailer of FLW, providing proven bass fishing gear as well as the newest and hottest tackle. Our friendly and knowledgeable customer service staff can help you every step of the way. And we offer free ground shipping on orders over $50. Tackle Warehouse. Everything for the bass angler at the lowest prices. Guaranteed.
I have to be constantly on the lookout for new techniques to stay on the top of my game.
Giant.
Some have been more successful than others.
Giant.
The finesse fingernail.
Happens every time.
The chain gang.
Broke it off.
The crow's nest.
Never let go.
And don't even get me started on tackle management, especially trying to stop rust and corrosion. Peanut butter.
Not good.
Motor oil.
Gotta keep the rust off all these baits.
WD-40.
Gotta keep the rust off.
Silica, toothpicks, Q-tips, the list goes on and on. I'm hard on tackle, I fish fast, I need my tackle organized and protected. I can't be worrying about losing baits to rust. And when it comes to tackle management, there's only one solution. Flambeau tackle storage systems with Z-Rust technology. The original anti-rust tackle box. Uncompromised clarity. Renowned durability. The infused anti-rust option that is FDA safe and free of harmful chemicals. The organization options are endless, but there's only one. One box, one anti-corrosion technology, one family-owned American-made brand, Flambeau Z-Rust Tackle Solutions. Preserve, perform, repeat.
Moment on the water not spent fishing is a moment wasted. That's why Minn Kota and Humminbird have joined forces to bring you the One Boat Network. Products that communicate and integrate to help you take full command of your boat. Born from our commitment to making the most advanced fishing gear even better by making it work together.
I remember
One
this
Boat
happened.
Network will help you find, get to,
I get to go ahead. You're running the commercial. I think.
I think we're back.
What a cool deal. We, Cody
There you go,
Huff-
Pete. Fire away.
do we
Killer
get bad
production.
Wi-Fi in the studio again? But here we are back, guys. Bash University Live, and glad you guys can make it back. Cody Huff, great interview. Wi-Fi signal, problems to boot, but we still got a lot of great stuff. Learned a lot from him, and what amazing character. And I think, like I said, he reminds me of Jordan Lee. We've interviewed Jordan Lee a bunch of times. Reminds me of him so much in the interview process. And I think he's going to continue to go on and do great things. We've got a lot going on tonight. Facebook like and share contest coming up soon. You guys have questions, get them into the IM board. Riz is going to pass them on. And I see right now we have a Zoom caller on the line. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Sean Forrest. How you guys doing? I'm from the Northeast up here in Maryland. I'm a Southern Jersey boy, of course, but I see you guys on the Bay all the time. Talked to a couple of y'all.
Yeah, man. What's up?
But yeah. What's going on, fellas? What's going on? GDP got that new truck going on there, man.
Yeah. We got the whole thing in the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's getting
everything
wrapped
up.
What's that?
Oh, is it getting it wrapped right now?
Yeah, Mike from VFX is wrapping it probably as we speak.
My man.
Yeah, he's good.
Dude, he's got some business going, dude.
He's got everybody on
Crazy.
the whole time.
He does.
MLF, everybody. Yep.
Unreal.
We love Mike. Shout out to Mike at VFX Wraps.
We saw what he did with Oliver Nye's boat last week.
Oh, I know. I'm waiting.
I mean, the boat, the trailer, it was so tight.
You kind of slipped up. You put a video, a story showing his boat. You did.
Nope.
Did he?
Way to go, Brian.
Yeah, but nobody follows me. So.
I saw it. Everybody follows me.
I asked him. I took the same shots when we were filming. I'm like, can I post this?
Yeah,
he's like, no.
You
You gotta wait.
What
You
his
gotta
boat
wait.
is on the air, but we won't mention that again.
It was pretty obvious what it was.
Well, I know.
Well, you know what he did, and I felt bad about it, is when we launched the boat, the lake was partially iced up, and the ice took a little piece out of his brand new wrap, just a little tiny nick, But
duct tape.
I felt bad.
Dude, Pete, we launched when I fished that Winter League with him down on beautiful, glorious Sunset Lake.
Beached it.
You know what, man? Hold on, time out. You hate too much about our South Jersey lakes.
You accept mediocrity way too easily. I should say mediocrity. Dude, these lakes suck.
All right.
They're terrible.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Go to North Jersey, travel 2 hours north, and see all the fish that they randomly throw in these lakes for no reason. They got beautiful boat ramps paved in gold.
Brian, I travel around the country.
We launch on dirt and get nothing and pay the same amount for a fishing license. So I don't want to hear it.
You pay $50 to launch your boat up there, Brian.
What's that?
You pay $50 to launch your boat up there.
You pay nothing.
I don't know where you're
You don't
launching.
drive up there.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
I drive all the way up there. You go to
do
Lake
not.
Pacom,
I'm gonna tell you right
it's
now.
$25.
Nothing.
Greenwood Lake's $50. It's
Knock it
crazy
off.
up there.
Quit going there. So we launched the boat at sunset, and
Story time.
Yeah, let's just be real quick, but yeah.
Go ahead, Brian. We're all watching.
Soliloquy.
Yeah, it's a brand new boat, and we beached it. So, the wind blew it up against the rocks, but Oliver's a heck of a guy. Didn't get frazzled. So back to you, Peter.
He didn't get frazzled. He didn't get frazzled a lot, just like our guest tonight. But what question do you have for us tonight?
Well, I was, talking to you a little bit earlier, Pete, about Cody, and maybe you guys, Riz or even GDP, what kind of sports did you guys play in high school? Because Cody, I've been friends with him on Facebook for a while, and he's, his baseball in high school, his football in high school, basketball in high school. I even think he was the quarterback for his high school football team. Plus, he fished for high school. And all of that combined, being that athletic, what pros and cons, I guess, what do you choose when you're choosing a professional sport? Of course, the other three are very harder. I think they're harder to get into through college, where fishing is a little bit more, I don't know, I wouldn't say to get to the pros is definitely hard, but to get into college fishing is a little bit easier than it is to get into college football, in my mindset. I don't know. Maybe you can agree, disagree with me. But did you guys play any sports?
Greg was a pocketball champion in
What is it called?
1998. All
Pocketball?
All Mr. Vineland, yeah.
You can't even sit right now.
All Mr. Vineland.
Don't worry about me and my problems.
That's Mr. Millville to you, sir.
Mr. Millville,
Right?
Mr.
Yeah,
Millville.
yeah, I competed in that, yeah.
Yeah. A couple of trouser trophy pants up on the
champion.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I think, to answer your question, I agree. Yes, professional sports as a baseball player or football player, basketball is very hard to get into. But I think we can all agree that, every sport has a mental side to it, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
I think the one cool thing that bass fishing offers that the other ones don't. Granted, the other ones you still work hard for yourself, but you're on a team level. Versus where professional fishing, man, it's you straight up.
Yeah.
It's the whole gamet's you.
Yeah.
There's nobody else to pick you up at that point, at the pro.
You
side.
don't even have a caddy.
Yeah, no caddy, no Tiger Woods.
That's good stuff, and I agree. And I know Riz has a athletic background too.
Go ahead, Riz.
Yeah, I think that it's definitely two sides to it. It's one side of me, I always joke around with my dad and I say, why the hell did you ever get me on the baseball field? Why'd you ever put me on the football field?
Yeah.
Why didn't you just have me fishing? But in the same sense to saying that, I don't think I would be the fisherman that I am if I wasn't raised on the baseball diamond and on the football field, because that's where I learned the competitiveness that I still hold on to at 30 years old. And the other thing is the work ethic. You know what I mean? Like it's
oh yeah.
For me, it was I learned how to just accept that sometimes things are going to suck, and you gotta embrace the suck and try and be the hardest working person out there. But you can look at it from the other side of the coin too. If those if those years of my life that I was playing sports in high school and college and all, if I was also just fishing the whole time, who knows where I would be with the fishing as well. But you gotta take things for what they are and accept where you are. I accept where I'm at in my life with it now, and I just try to take what I learned then and apply it to what I'm doing now, and and try to make the most of it. So I think sport in all is sports, and competitive sports they always are. But the one super unique thing about fishing, like Greg said, is that it's a sport where you have to learn to rely on yourself. And one of the other things that I was involved in growing up was wrestling and boxing. And I always tell the guys at my boxing gym that there's a lot of similarities between fishing and boxing, is that when you step in that ring, you have to rely on yourself. There's nobody else that's going to back you up. When you're on the trolling motor, you have to rely on yourself. There's nobody else that's going to put you in the positions to succeed. And both of those places can be a really empty place when you suck, and it can be a really awesome place when you're doing well. So, I think sports and fishing can go hand in hand, and ultimately it's what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. So,
no doubt.
Great response. BTC, you played like some street hockey. Did you do any other sports?
Yeah, ice hockey and
Okay.
roller hockey, and that's pretty much. I mean, I played baseball and stupid soccer when I was younger, but yeah, pretty much just a hockey guy.
Well, did
All
you
through,
get?
I
Oh,
don't
you
know,
started
up into
fishing early
mid-30s
though.
or so.
Yeah, you started fishing early. You guys got into the club scene and the competitive fishing thing way earlier than most people I know.
Yeah, we started our club right out of high school in like '91 probably, And I wore that jacket on Saturday when me and Mike fished.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I saw
that. Was super cool.
You still fit in it?
Yeah, dude. Evidently.
That's cool.
That's
Keep eating
that's
pasta,
well-
buddy.
Hey, I know. Every night, except for tonight.
That's
No
good
pasta
stuff.
tonight?
Elk.
Oh, dude.
Elk was food.
Elk as food.
I was lean tonight, boy.
Right on.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Any side dishes or just elk?
Straight elk.
Straight elk.
Straight up.
awesome.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Where'd you get elk?
That's all.
My dad hunts like crazy.
Oh, man.
That's awesome.
He's a hunter, killer.
Right on.
Well, it's a great question, and sports are key. And I found it, the thing that I was in high school, I played all kinds of sports, and I was always okay, pretty good at them. Like I could make the varsity and stuff, but I never, it wasn't my thing. Like when I discovered fishing at, it was my freshman year in college. I got introduced to tournament fishing. I'd always fished, loved it. But one of my classmates asked me to fish a tournament. I didn't even know what it was. I didn't know how to call or live wells were. I didn't know none of that stuff. But I noticed right away that it was different, and it was different from the other sports that I was trying to love the other sports. I was trying to love baseball and tennis and cross country, which sucked because you just ran all the time. And wrestling I really
we
liked.
ran, but it was usually from the college. So we got our exercise.
Yeah. But when you find your sport, it's different. It changes everything, and that was the deal for me. Is that that I found my focus where, like, I liked practicing. Where all the other sports, you had to push yourself to practice. I never ever had to push myself to practice fishing. It's
Right.
like I got to get off the water because I have family obligations or I have to do so. I got to drag myself off the water. And
yeah, it's a weird thing calling it practice because you're just fishing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just fishing.
Are you though?
Yeah.
Are you though? Like when you're I think there's definitely practice time for fishing.
Well, when right in front of a derb for sure.
Yeah.
It's an obsession. I mean, we all have it.
Yeah.
But I
We
mean,
all
like,
have it.
I always
Like,
go out and try to do
rest,
something
you
different.
didn't see me running an extra 10 miles at cross country practice. I was like, nah.
There's
That's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
That's
ran cross
different.
country, Pete?
I ran cross country all through high school.
I think I missed my calling with cross country.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Are you fast?
I don't think so.
I'm telling you. Let's go outside.
Look in the mirror.
Gary Ring or G. Why do I keep giving? I keep giving people first names. Like I see G Ring and I just say Gary Ring. Like, I'm just assuming.
What's up,
G
Gary?
Ring said idling is tough. It's definitely practice.
Idling is something. It's like a beer. You kind of acquire the taste for it. When you idle a lot, you kind of want it. As weird as that sounds, because once you find that jackpot, if you do it enough, if you do it for all 3 days of practice, you are going to find the pot.
Yeah.
The stuff's that good nowadays to where dude, it's addicting.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as it sounds.
Big bag of Fritos, Mountain
Dude, that's
Dew.
it. You just go hard while you. Yeah, hell yeah, it's awesome.
Dude, it's powerful. Like the whole time you're visualizing, bait fish movements, where the fit patterns could develop. You're engaged, like the whole time that you're doing it. And I remember being so consumed by it down at Gunnersville, practicing for one of the upcoming tournaments before the off limits, and it was freezing. It was like the back coves were frozen on Gunnersville. It was iced up, and I was going through 2-foot waves, idling in the mouth of Browns Creek, and it's where the Classic was won. But I'm idling through all these humps and these grass edges, and the water's blowing up on me, and I'm frozen solid, like it's hitting me and freezing on me. And when you move, like your whole body cracks because there's like 1/8 of an inch of ice that's collected on you. And I loved it. I mean, I wouldn't have. You couldn't get me off the water for it because I was the whole time I'm envisioning how I'm going to try to win this tournament. And that's different. For me, that's different. When you found that in whatever you're doing, whether it's business or sports or, being a dad or whatever it is that, get you to that point, man, you found something that's special to you. And I think that's that's what we see in a lot of guys that make it out on tour, because you got to have it, man. You got to have more than, I just like to go fishing, man. You gotta love it and be able to make that commitment. But that's a great question. That's a great comment, man. I appreciate you bringing it to the show tonight.
Not a problem. I enjoy
Thanks, Sean.
watching you guys. Yeah, man.
See you, buddy. You're the man, Sean.
All right. We'll see you guys soon.
Thanks so much, Sean.
You got it.
That keeps coming up, man. Whether we're on Ike Live or we're on Bass U, we keep talking about sports and fishing and how they're connected. But there's a big connection there.
I think it's a good thing, to bring. It's something that has to happen almost for us to bring our sport more into the mainstream. Is, people have to see how similar it is to most of the mainstream sports when it comes down to it, and the work you got to put in, the amount of time you have to put in, the amount of physical effort that truly goes into it. Like a lot of so I grew up in Haddon Heights, and not a lot of people fish in Haddon Heights unless you're Sean McKee or a couple other guys. So when I talk to people from town that I grew up with, or even my boys that I grew up with, and they're like, "Oh, you just been fishing all day. It must have been super relaxing." Like,
yeah,
and it's like it's July 15th, and I'm like, dude, no, that's not how it is. So comparing it to or don't want to say regular sports, but comparing it to mainstream sports, it might be something that has to happen for us to kind of break into that barrier.
Well, they would understand if they spent time, and as much time as I put in, and I always valued and put a lot of weight on how much time I put in. Ike always impressed me, because no matter how many times I would put 12, 14, 15 hours days in, he would always almost like put 30 minutes more than me, just because. And I don't know how he did it, and he does it to this moment. Whether he's fishing with you, BTC, this weekend, or wherever it is, man, his passion for the sport is unmatched, and I think that's where his success comes from. But I see another Zoom caller on the line. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Richie Lockery, Branson, Missouri.
Branson, Missouri. Good to have you in the house, Rich. Man, what can we do for you?
Welcome.
You had me on last week with Oliver.
That's right.
Nice.
I remember now.
But
on his way down to Florida to fish those big glide baits.
I seen that.
Missouri.
No, you talking about deep water tonight, and it was about 2 years ago. Me and a buddy went out throwing glides on Table Rock, and weren't having any success. And I had a 2D sonar running, and crossed a big channel there on Table Rock, and found a school explode on my graph, and on a ridge that went from 70 to 55 feet of water. And I just happened to have a little Damiki rig with me, and dropped down on him. I ended up catching 18 in 40 minutes.
Wow.
With every drop. No fizz. The wind picked up on me. I was in the kayak, couldn't stay on the spot, stuck around for a while. I didn't see any floaters. I had a question for Cody, and because I was out last week in the same area, and it was pretty cloudy, but the sun came out for about 40 minutes, and I could see them fish just rising off the bottom and come to look at my bait, and they weren't eating it, and them clouds rolled right back in. You could look right at the sun. It was just a small glowing orb in the clouds, and them fish tucked right back down to the bottom. And I was going to see if he had any alternatives, because they were zooming around. I could see those fish moving, and just couldn't get them to eat. Well, and I spent 2 hours on them.
Man, did you throw an ice jig on them?
I didn't have one on me. I was actually so confident in that Damiki rig. I had a 1/4 and 3/8 ounce sizes with me, and they wouldn't bite either one. And I changed up bait colors and kind of gave up on it, but they were there.
Yeah. What time of year was this?
Now.
Winter. It's wintertime. I mean, it's about metal this time of year. Jigging spoons, vibrating jig silver buddy type stuff, and now the jigging wrap. I mean, those are the weapons that'll get those things to fire.
I know that's a hush hush bait on Table Rock.
Yeah,
even in the summertime.
Yeah. Well, and that's what we're learning about it, too. But what you brought up was an interesting rig that was like on fire. It seemed like every Bassmaster Elite tournament there was in the Demiki rig was like setting the world on fire. We haven't heard a thing about the Demiki rig for a couple years until you just brought it up now. It's crazy.
Yep. Local jig company called Jack Baits. They make the sled head. It's almost like the body balance head that Megabass makes, with that weight swept up under the jig. So it hangs horizontally really good. But no, I killed them on it that one day, and have tried to replicate that ever since. And it just seems like every time I go out, it's cloudy, and it needs to be, bright bluebird, kind of like Cody described. Just flat, no wind, for that bite to be really good because of the light penetration.
Right. It's so awesome that Cody and probably you now are like rooting for freezing cold front, bluebird sky, no wind.
Because I'm participating in a monthly online kayak tournament, and I thought, that'll be an easy bite for me to go out, catch a limit. My shallow fish on my other lake aren't working out very well. We had some rain, and it muddied the water on that lake, and they're pushing a lot of water through it. And but Table Rock being so deep, it's fairly stable for that lake level, whether it rains or not this time of year. So I thought that would be a stable bite, but it's just the day I got to go out, it was just super cloudy.
Well, let me clue you on to some stuff, and this is a good time to do it, BTC. I want to go down Professional Fish Head's top 5 wintertime seminars on Bass U TV, because
Great
this
call,
is going
Pete.
to give you a few options, Rich, to go and check out. But coming in at number 6 is Jeff Creets, winter bass fishing tournaments. Jeff is really an insightful instructor and has some tremendous stuff there. Number 5 coming in is Seth Fider, cold season smallmouth, which applies to you out there.
Yep.
Cody, you got smallmouth spots. You got all 3 out there at Table Rock. Number 4 is one that I personally think should be number 1, is Pete Gluzek's Winter Strategies. But we're going to have to, deduct, some salaries from Professional Fish Head for picking me at 4. But Gerald Swindle's Cold Water Cranking Secrets. Gerald's got such a great simplistic way to look at fishing, and he takes on cold water in this seminar. You want to check it out. Jason Christie's Wintertime Bass Fishing Tactics. Jason's probably not fishing in 50 feet of water.
No.
And of course, KVD, number 1, cold water power fishing, his strategies to do that. So check them out. Go over to bassu.tv, guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, it's 60 days free still. It's going on right now. It's good through tomorrow. So take advantage of it while it's hot. We're going to be ending that promotion tomorrow night, midnight Pacific time. So go check it out. And Rich, go check out some of these seminars, man.
Oh, yeah. Hot news. You mentioned G-Man.
Hot news.
Yeah. So I manage the Lose Fishing Buy Sell Trade community group on Facebook. We're up at 62,000 members or so.
Wow.
We were real excited. G-Man jumped on the Lose bandwagon last year. Today he announced that he was going 13 fishing.
No kidding.
I guess they had a merger with Rapala.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah. Rapala and 13 Fishing. Yeah, they've been partners for a couple years now. So G's heading over that way. That's interesting news.
Yeah.
Congratulations, G, on your new partnership. Sorry, lose. You know, they're losing a big one.
I know.
Keep punning.
I watched his video this morning, and it just like hit me right in the heart because I take that PMA like so seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got to make your right calls, and you know, you don't know. This industry is a tough industry, and you know.
Oh yeah.
But you know, G's the best. He's one of our best instructors. We love him, and the people love him. People love to be taught by him because he keeps it very, you know, understandable to most, you know, guys. It's really cool how he breaks it down, makes it simplistic, so you can go out there and duplicate it. And, and still to this day, his seminar, Simple Jig Fishing, persists as the most viewed seminar on Bass U TV. So, you know, I guess we'll be watching it with 13 fishing this year. All right.
Yep.
Congratulations.
So,
Gerald. And I appreciate you. What's
Yeah.
that?
Nothing.
I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but thanks for hanging out with us, Rich. Thanks for talking
say hi.
with us tonight, man. Thanks for being
what's
part of
up?
the program. Is that Little Rich? Who we got?
Yeah. So that was the munchkin that was in the kayak with me back in the spring when I caught a huge limit on the 8-inch swim baits.
Oh,
Nice.
right on, man. Hey, what bait were you throwing?
The Bass Mag Draft.
Okay, right on.
Mag Draft.
That's the one we talked about. We got the harness out, make them weedless with like a 10-aught beast hook.
Yep. What's Little Rich's biggest bass?
He caught a like 2.5 pound spot off a bed last spring by himself.
Awesome.
All
Wow.
right. Little Rich.
On his Spider-Man fishing pole.
Nice.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome.
That's very cool. Very cool. Well, thank you, sir, man. I appreciate you
Thanks,
hanging out.
Rich.
Yep.
Oh yeah. You have a wonderful evening.
You too,
You
bud.
too.
Thanks for
You
calling
too.
in,
Thanks
man.
for being part of the program.
Thanks, Rich.
That's awesome stuff, man. You got to get the kids out.
Yes.
I got to get Jake out this year. I'm looking forward to it. We've talked about fishing tournaments this year, and I'm
You just got to
hoping,
take his
I-
video games and break them, Pete.
You know, I think I need to scramble the Wi-Fi here at the house, and that might do just what I need it to do. You know, he gets so mad when the Wi-Fi signal goes south.
Well, show him how Dad gets mad and just stomp on his stop. I mean, if he can get mad, why can't Dad get mad? You know, break that stuff, dude.
Yep.
I'll talk to you later.
Break Stuff University.
Yeah, Break Stuff University. It's okay if the kids see Dad can lose it. It keeps them on their toes. But let's not go any further.
No.
I've
Well,
never had to touch
I
my
hope to
kids'
get them out tournament fishing this year. We're going to do some of the
scared.
Thursday nighters probably. I mean, that's the short tournaments. It might be better for him, and but I'd love to get him out on the flats. You know, when he's ready to put in an 8-hour day.
Yeah,
you know what's
right.
weird? It's like that 12 to 13-year-old is like the magic age when the kids are ready to, you know, spend a whole day chasing bass. You know, sometimes it happens earlier than that, but he's not quite there yet. No, we'll see what's happening. But I got another cool list for you guys.
Oh, run it.
Are
Hey,
you
how
ready?
you got that? Did you see my message? You got that trivia question for tonight lined up?
You want me? I can rock the trivia question.
Do you
want
want
me?
to
I'll
throw
do it
Richard
right
the
now.
answer first?
The answer I will text to the group.
Do that, and then let's hit that list, dude. Actually, Pete, let's send Rich the answer, and we got it. And go ahead and throw the question out, and then run your list.
I'm with you. The bait we have been talking about all night tonight might seem new to some of you guys. It is not. Been around a while. It is called the Rapala Jigging Wrap. What year was the first year this bait came out? That's the question for tonight.
Wow, that's a hard one.
And we have a $100 Rapala gift card for whoever gets that question correct. I couldn't believe how old it was when I was talking with DQ today. It was amazing.
Yes.
But my top 10 list,
flying
while we're
in.
waiting for an answer, did we get a winner already, Rick?
No, not yet, but they are flying across the board.
Here's my top 10 list. This is the top 10 metal For all you metalheads out there, it's the top 10 selling metal baits
Lamb of
on
God.
Tackle Warehouse. Anybody have a guess at number one? Anybody?
I do.
Anybody? What do you got?
I'm going to say Silver Buddy, the original.
Winner.
Good. Oh, man, that was quick. I didn't even get to one of the top 10 lists.
That's because your setup
man.
is almost as long as Ike's.
Got to build enthusiasm. Rich, what's the answer?
The answer was given correctly by Chuck Fish with the answer of 1965.
Wow.
Congratulations, Chuck Fish. You are the winner of a Rapala $100 gift card. Congratulations, Chuck Fish.
Yeah.
$100.
That's a real good one.
Bait was designed in Finland, and it was designed to fish through the ice for pike and perch. And it took a while for it to catch on, and it seems like it's about to hit another gear.
I would say so.
Cody's win.
I have a few, and but just really didn't know how to utilize it. So I'm ready to throw. By the way, I got a message here that says Greg sounds like every cab driver in New Jersey.
I mean, I am from New Jersey.
You're a truck driver from New Jersey.
Was that a message or a text?
Something.
That's what I thought.
Kate Davila on the message board.
Yeah, all right.
I love it. I love it. We are Jersey here. You can hear it in us. And but that was a great guess. You picked the Silver Buddy as number one. Anybody else have a guess? What might be the number one metal bait on Tackle Warehouse sales? Rich, BTC, anybody?
Johnson's Silver.
That was my guess. Silver Buddy.
Silver Buddy.
No.
I was thinking of this
Silver Spoon you're talking about?
Spoon, yeah.
Now I've taken the Flutter spoons and that Johnson Silver Spoon. They're different. This is the cold season jigging spoons, vibrating baits like you guessed, Greg, and tail spinners and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Is this overall or just for 2020?
This is Tackle Warehouse.
This is Tackle Warehouse at this current time,
So the Bass Pro
in the
Shops,
past year,
blade bait would not.
No.
probably
I'm
be
just
on the
asking
list.
if it's overall or just from last year.
From last year.
Ooh,
that's a horse.
Rapala, something Rapala sells. Silver Buddies. I mean, they're pretty up there. They got to be on this list.
A lot of people on the message board are saying the Demiki Vault.
The Demiki Vault is very possible. It's on the list.
How about it?
Ooh.
So I guess Silver Buddy is not it, Pete.
I'm going to go down. Number 10, the Demiki Axe Blade Tail Spinner. Number 9, what we're talking about all night, the Rapala Jigging Wrap Ice Jig.
Ooh, somebody just put one on the board that I think could be it.
Say it.
The Head and Sonar.
The Cotton Cordell Gay Blade.
Is that number 8 or number 1?
7.
That's number 8.
7? 6.
Number 7. We know this. Come on. I can't believe you guys didn't guess this. Binsky.
Oh, right. Number 7?
Number 7 came in as the Binsky.
My man.
Congratulations, Binsky.
That's solid, man.
That is real solid.
Yeah.
That's our buddy from North Jersey.
Yeah.
That's right.
Steve Carey, Fish Sense Lures, the Binsky. Love that bait.
Number 6 is one that Cody also used. You guys remember what it was in the other tournament he won down at Toledo Bend?
Jigging spoon.
It was.
What company?
Yeah.
Hedden.
War Eagle.
War Eagle, that's it. That's right.
He won with
God,
the
that
War
looks
Eagle
like a fun
jigging
bite,
spoon.
man.
It's awesome.
Flipping that big jigging spoon out.
He
Big rod.
throws a small one. That's
Number
what he does.
5.
I mean, it weighs what?
The big ones?
No, the one that he's throwing.
They were smaller.
7/8.
He was throwing
But it weighs
3/8, half.
Yeah.
No,
right.
I thought he was using the 7/8.
Maybe he was. Maybe he was. Well, that was for the. He said tonight for the Rapala thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I saw that on the other one. I don't know.
maybe it is.
We'll have to go back and look. But he was. I know he's using silver. I remember that part of it because I remember the interview with him.
Yeah, silver and white, right?
It's such an exciting bite. Any bait that you're doing that with, where you're just constantly just snapping it up.
The big spoon bite, like them real big spoons, that's wild. It's like
That's crazy. They're both crazy bites that it takes a lot of confidence to get used to it. Number five comes in the Jackal, Daracoop another tail spinner comes in at number 5.
Tail spinner.
Yeah, they're like the big head with a tail spin. They're pretty cool. You know what? Saying that, man, this brings more to the table. I'm thinking I'm just saying there's Mega Bass has got one that's real good.
All right, but I wanted to. Do you ever get into the tail spinner?
Yeah, but it wasn't them ones. It was a Little George.
All right, but talk to me about your tail spinner bite.
I mean, just drop it down and pull it up. What else you want me to say?
That's great stuff.
That's all I got. It's very minimal.
I feel like I could go out and do it tomorrow.
I probably caught a dozen fish on one.
So it's treble hooks.
It depends. Some have 2. Most have 1 on the belly.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what's going on with that tail spinner. Ike, where you're sitting right now, gave an unbelievable seminar on how he uses tail spinners.
That's one of those baits that it's become like a buzzword bait for me. In like the last couple of months, I just keep hearing it and hearing it and hearing it. And
same deal. It gets down in a hurry.
I caught my first 2 fish on it this year in the last month.
Oh, elaborate.
Well, a smallmouth up on the St. Lawrence, and then I snagged a carp when I was out with Oliver and I on Sunset at 159 on the way in. Locked up with a 3-pounder. Unfortunately, it was gold with big scales.
Yep.
But anyhow,
that wins in Jersey.
No, you can't use carp. No carp.
No carp from
carp don't count.
No, because they always get snagged. They're big, dumb, and stupid.
Big, dumb, and stupid. Both of them.
Well, that was number 5. Number 4, GDP. It's your first pick. The original Silver Buddy.
Ooh. Dude, think about that. That thing has been around forever, and it's still strong.
It still kills them. It's just a tremendous tool. And number 3, another vibrating blade bait, the Mega Bass Vibration X. Dyna Response blade bait.
Duo is probably on there too now.
Who?
Duo's got one too, I think.
Number 2.
Mullick's Trago Vibe.
The Blade Runner, the Spoon. I don't know what this is. I have never seen this bait, but it's the number 2 seller on Tackle Warehouse.
Number 1 is, Pete.
And it's a spoon. It was guessed by one of our subscribers.
Was it that one he said? Riz said?
Yep, it's a Demiki Vault bait.
Wow.
And you can see exactly how to use that. Brian Thrift, we filmed with him on the water and released it on how he fishes that bait. That is on Tackle Warehouse sales, it's unbelievable. It's like 3 to 1 or even more than that as the number 1 selling metal bait on the Tackle Warehouse sales.
I wonder why. I mean, it's got so it's a little bit. I think it's on the smaller side.
It says bestseller on Tackle Warehouse.
Yeah, it's more compact. The Demiki's bait. I know for me up here, spending $10 for a blade bait, as much as they get snagged and break off, I can't do it.
These are less than that. They're $6.49.
That's your discount worked in.
I don't have a discount.
Yeah. Talk to me.
Well, it's more fish oriented. It's like the Molex blade bait. They're very they've got the eye. They've got they've got the good patterns, the good colors.
7 for a half.
In comparison to like the Silver Buddy, which are very flat, and even the Head and Sonars, which are don't have that much color options.
Some of them,
dude, their color selection is like awesome for Demikis. So they have a 1/4 ounce to 3/8 1/2, starting at 1.65 inches is the smallest.
Yeah, they only go up to half.
On here, yeah.
Huh. Let me tell you something else about that blade bait. Our boy, our Eric the intern, he's made his way to Florida now. That's where he's at. But on his way there, he stopped on his boys in Virginia and did a little saltwater fishing. And they had a guy that put them on, a bite for redfish and
trout.
And trout. And they could not get bit. This guy's got everything that they do out there. Eric broke out his Binskis, his blade baits, his freshwater 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce Binskis out in the salt, fishing around some bridges, and they slayed them. He just started handing them out to all his buddies. They absolutely crushed them. Nobody is doing that in the salt.
About time freshwater does something for saltwater.
Yeah, right. But seriously, there's an opening in the market. Steve Carey, if you're listening, make a bigger one.
Right.
There
There is actually a big one out there. It's called a ledge hog, but essentially it's a blade bait.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's giant.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, Buddy Gross came on talking about using that
was.
down at Lake Chickamauga.
Yep.
Big giant blade bait.
Yeah, I met that guy the very first time he even introduced it a long time ago.
How about it?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's cool.
Very cool. Great list. Thank you, Tackle Warehouse.
Yes,
and
thank you.
By the way,
look
all
for
Danikis are sold out.
There you go.
Yeah. Except for like 2.
Man, and all the good stuff.
We're going to let Dale Jr. pop in for 1 second. We're not going to do this for half an hour, Peter. But Dale's going to pop in. Rich, we got the Facebook like and share.
Yeah.
And there you are, Dale. I see part of you.
I see him connecting the audio. I see the top of his hat. There's our boy.
I love it. Every week it's more hairy.
Here he is.
Dale's weekly appearance on Bass U Live, man. He's connecting. I can see it on my Zoom feed. He's trying to get his audio together. There he is.
We can hear you now. How you doing?
Hey guys.
Good to have you with us again, man. It's always good to have you with us. I'm glad you're watching again tonight, man. What's going on with you?
Man, always watching, trying to get as much info as I can here.
That's right.
Got some info tonight
Where's
with
Dale
that
live at?
deep water fishing, no doubt.
Oh, definitely. You know, I bought those Molix tailspins, and I didn't realize how small they come. I mean, it's great, but bought a couple, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Dale, where you live
Super
at?
compact. They're super heavy.
Got you. I haven't used it yet. They literally just came in, so.
I'm gonna say West Virginia. Dale, where do you live?
No.
Is it really? Yeah.
Hillsborough, New Jersey. Yeah, brother.
All right.
What's your closest lake?
Closest lake, Spruce Run Round Valley.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, not too
That's a
far.
good place for the tail spinner.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Do you ever get up there on the lake trout bite?
When I was younger, I mean, I'm strictly bass right now.
No. Don't
But
do
I've
it,
caught
Dale.
some. I've definitely caught the Lakers there. But I mean, when I was in high school and stuff.
Oh my goodness, they're so much fun.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Merle Creek as well.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Man, you're very protective of that place.
No, there's not a big protective.
Hey, they were talking about G-Man though with 13 fishing. You know, I just bought a reel literally the other day, and have you guys used 13 fishing or?
I haven't used them. I saw some of the stuff they were going with that anti or no ball bearing, like bushings type technology for their reels, and it was a big hit at ICAST, and I love their designs, man. I love their their progressive designs that are bringing kids into fishing and doing some really cool stuff. So but no, I personally haven't made a cast with them, but I like what they're doing.
I think 13 pretty much runs the ice world.
Is that right?
Yeah, pretty sure. Ice fishing. Rod's reels.
Yeah.
How about you? Are you have you ever tried them, Dale?
No, I just got one. I was wondering, what you guys thought and if you guys used it before.
I haven't.
I have.
Have you?
I have. Back at when I first got into it, I had probably 3 of the 13 fishing Concept A's, and what I can tell you, Dale, is that so on a typical reel, you have 2 knobs. You have a tension knob and you have a braking system.
Yeah, it doesn't have the one, right?
It does, but it's inside the reel, and what there is there's a little lever on the left side of the plate where that plate will actually come out, and it just comes off, and that's where you adjust your braking
It's like an old
system.
school Corrado.
Almost like the old Corrados kind of.
Exactly. So
Dale, you just won something.
So don't think that your reel's beat because you're just adjusting your tensioner knob and your backlash and all. There is a braking system underneath that plate. It's just housed inside the reel. So, depending on which model you got, it's going to depend on, how it's laid out and all. But there is a tension knob, and there is a braking system as well. Honestly, for the price point on those reels, I never would have had a bad thing to say about them. I moved in a different direction since, but that's just personal preference. So.
No, I got you. Yeah. It was on sale, so I figured, what the heck? I might as well. It was on Tackle Warehouse on sale. I like left-hand retrieve, so I said, why not?
Dale, next week I want Dale's Bash U 13 fishing reel fishing report.
Yes.
There you go.
Sounds good.
Oh, he's from North Jersey. It's probably iced up.
You still casting?
Yeah.
Skip a mile.
Take a rock, break the ice. I'll try anything.
Ice jig.
Yep, we were throwing giant swim baits on the ice just the other day. So
where was that at,
DOD?
DOD?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's my guess. Yeah.
We were trying to get them to come up through the ice, but we didn't get any bites that way. But it could work. Dale, thanks, man. I appreciate you, man. Every time, appreciate you watching. And this Saturday, everybody, we have the first Bass University online seminar series for Bass U that's going on. So check it out. Tickets are available at bassu.tv and thebassuniversity.com. Whether you're a subscriber or not, if you're a subscriber, we're hooking you up. And if you participate in the event, we got tons of prizes, giveaways, all kinds of great stuff from Rapala, from TH, from all of our great sponsors. So come by and check that out on this Saturday. We have Bobby Lane, JT Kenny, and John Cox talking about sight fishing. And I can't wait to pry him open about sight fishing and what he's learned and how he's able to catch them when seemingly nobody else can. It's pretty great stuff that's going on this Saturday.
Hey, Dale, I got a request.
What's up?
So you said you were going to book a guide trip out with Pete on the flats this year.
Yeah, I did, or wherever. Yeah, Delaware.
No, the flats.
All right, the flats.
Trust me, you don't want the Delaware.
What's wrong with Delaware? Jesus, man.
Let's go down there.
It's got Jersey connected to it, man. You might as well move.
Yo, I want to come along with
high
you.
Maintenance.
Sounds good, man.
Can I come on the trip?
Yeah, of course. You guys are like my idol over there. Especially everybody's from Jersey. It's like, oh my gosh,
it's mutual.
It can be done.
That's right. It
All right,
can
man.
be done.
Thanks, Dale. Hey, guys, if you're watching on Facebook, we're about to hit the like and share. $50 of missile baits. Jump in there.
That's
Rich is
right.
going to pick a winner real soon.
Yep.
And Dale, you got any parting words for us?
Hopefully, see you next week.
All right, buddy.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir. We want that report, Dale.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Hey, and by the way, can't confirm it yet, but really, really, really cool show in the works, and hopefully we make this happen next week. Really cool. Good stuff.
Yep.
And we have an Ike Live coming up this Sunday night, and we're breaking out. We've got a guest coming on. It's going to be amazing. I don't want to blow it up right now, but he was a big figure in the sport, and just has been kind of MIA for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
He's
still a record holder, or
record holder.
He might still be.
He was more than just a bass fisherman. He trended over to mainstream.
That's right.
It's going to be awesome, dude. I'm pumped. Greg, any guesses? Don't
Fat
say
Cat Newton.
Yes.
He didn't disappear.
Fat cat.
Yeah, but he won 87 or something twice or something.
Something like that. And this one's
back to back.
This one's Megatron, dude.
Oh, probably the new guy. Who's the guy he was today on Facebook and Instagram?
Who was?
Fat Cat.
Ooh, I don't know.
What was his name? You didn't say it?
Nah.
Yeah, you did. How'd you miss it?
It worked.
So you were on the phone all day.
Shit, I was, dude.
He's on Instagram.
Hey, man,
not
what are you
Facebook.
doing? Saul's going.
Yeah, that's awesome, BTC. I like
I'm going to
that.
look it up real quick. I got to know.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Yeah, so guys, if you're over there on Facebook, we do have an awesome Facebook like and share package. It's a pile of missile baits, some quiver worms, some Ned bombs, some Nico weights. It's super super awesome stuff.
Cab rides with Greg DePalma.
Yeah, if you haven't liked and shared tonight's feed yet, go ahead, do it now. Get yourself in a chance to win this awesome prize pack. But in the meantime, I want to know, Greg, what's your timeline looking like for how long are you going to stick around? When's the first tournament? Where are you as far as getting the boat rigged, ready to go? What's going on?
Real quick, so his name was Blob Winkleman. You got to check it out. It's pretty funny. Anyway, so yeah.
Blob Winkleman.
Blob Winkleman. Anyway, so yeah. I'm pretty much, the way the schedule is now with the Classic being changed and putting Pickwick there, we basically have, I think, 7 events in a row where it's tournament, week off, tournament, week off. So I'm probably just going to stay on the road.
Okay.
For all them weeks.
Okay.
All them weeks?
All damn dare weeks.
What do you do how do you get pasta down there?
Dude, I bring it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what do you do for like your sauce or like your gravy, whatever? Do you just buy it from? I know you're not going with some canned.
No, we
ragu.
do use some ragu, yes.
Do
but
you?
Yeah, but we do make it too.
Oh.
Yeah.
You don't make
Newman's
it
Own.
beforehand, freeze it up.
Chacaroni.
No, you know I'm gonna miss actually. You know what I love? I love Wawa's chicken corn chowder soup.
Really?
Oh, I love it. I eat the family size of them every day. I'm a very repetitious kind of guy when it comes to food. Brian, stop shaking your head.
Come on, man.
Brian's ears are steaming right now.
How you gonna hit me with Wawa?
Wawa hoagie lady's on, maybe. She's probably smiling. Yeah, so I'm hitting the road, man. I won't be back for a while, but we're done in July this year.
Okay.
All goes well with COVID, and I am fishing the Opens this year too.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you?
Yeah.
Northerns?
Oh yeah. That schedule's just too good.
Yeah.
I got to do it.
Peter, you in?
Pete's gonna win 2 this year.
I'm fishing the Opens. I am signed up.
Dale?
Yeah. I'm
Five Alive. Dale just joined Five Alive, which is
All right.
a club that we work with the Bass University.
That's awesome,
So
man.
Congratulations, Dale. I will be seeing you at some of those events.
Do you guys still associate with Dr. Squatch?
Sore subject.
No, we've had to
never mind, sorry,
part
Dale.
ways.
He'd be perfect for it, man.
Hey, boy,
that beard?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yes, you would.
I'm super excited, I can tell you that. I feel like I've done these small tournaments for 10 years, and now I'm actually getting up into like the big boys here, and I'm ready.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, them 5 Alive guys, man, they're going to push you to get better. I promise you that. They are good.
Yep.
I want to soak into all, and
Awesome. Well, good luck. Good luck this year, Dale. And I look forward to fishing with you and BTC.
Yes.
As well.
Yeah,
we'll have a good time.
we almost fished one this year, almost.
We almost did. My bad. I owe you one.
Almost good.
And we'll tighten that up. And GDP, we got to do it. We got to make it happen.
Yeah,
Rich, we got to have a repeat performance. We got to move up to number 1 from our number 2 finish, and hopefully we'll get a chance to do that this year.
Okay.
It's going to be a great year. I'm looking forward to it. I want to thank everybody for watching and hanging out with us tonight. It was really awesome, and thanks to all the sponsors. Guys, check out our weekend seminar. It's going to be a great one. It's Zoom. You guys are going to be able to connect directly with the guys speaking, and we're going to have a lot of fun, a lot of great prizes, and we're all going to learn a lot. It starts at 10 a.m. on Saturday. So get your tickets while they're still available over at bashu.tv. BTC, we have anything else on the hook? Are we ready to say goodnight?
I think Rich is going to hit it.
Yep. Tonight's Facebook like and share winner for this awesome Missile Baits pack
pile of stuff
is Keaton Roadman. Congratulations, Keaton Roadman. I have already sent you a message on Facebook to acquire your information. Congratulations. You are the winner.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thank you, GDP, Riz, BTC. Dale, thank you, buddy, for hanging out with us. We're going to catch you guys next week, Tuesday night, 7 p.m., with another Bash You Live. Good night, everybody.